Hi everyone, welcome back to Comic Community Central, and this is Mike, aka Spider Slayer. I have my own channel called the Comic Book Corner, and today what I bring you to the community is the very first episode of Classic Spider-Man Tales. That's right, Classic Spider-Man Tales. This will go from anywhere from Amazing Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, Peter Parker, Spectacular Spider-Man. This is all classic tales of our old friend Spider-Man. Since a lot of us are all Spider-Man fans here, it's always great to relive those memories and past issues of Spider-Man. So with that being said, episode 1 starts off with really more than one issue. It's maybe 2 issues, but it kind of starts an era of Spider-Man, and this is kind of where I really started getting heavy into collecting comic books, and obviously Spider-Man was one of my first main books that I collected, and I still collect them today, trying to find old issues and whatnot. The first issue here that I want to talk to you about is none other than issue 298. This basically starts off the run of Todd McFarlane, and this represents. Excuse me, I have a phone call. Sorry, that was my bat phone. Well, back to the review. Anyway, Todd McFarlane, the start of his run on The Amazing Spider-Man. This, I think, changed comics to a whole new level. Um, Artwork started getting more intense, more things started being revealed with character exposure and things like that. This title started getting a little bit more darker. Art was more exaggerated. Um, and it all started with this issue here. This issue here, you could see the very fantastic artwork on here. There's lots of detail. Like if you looked at Spider-Man's web right here, I mean, there is so much detail that goes into this artwork that McFarlane does, and what he's done, in Spawn, obviously, and things like that. But you can see all the character details on Chance up there, and his ray beams and stuff like that. But as you go into it, this first issue here, 298, what he's done is you look at it, and again, you see all the detail and characteristics of it. And this storyline is a good storyline. Chance to me is kind of like that B-rated character. He's not on the A list, but everyone knows that this is not what this issue was about. This was just an introduction to McFarlane's art, and also where for the first time you see a part of Venom. And at the end of this page, we all sit here and look at, let me get to it here. I don't handle this particular comic too much because this is in pretty fine form, but we see here at the last panels of this page in this issue is none other than Venom, or Eddie Brock's hands changing into Venom hands. And I don't know about you, but whenever I first saw this, I'm like, what is this guy? This set it up for Venom to come. We all know that the symbiote suit before that was alien and everything else, but this started with the whole Venom thing. Now I go into the granddaddy of them all. This is probably my best Amazing Spider-Man issue yet, and this is Amazing Spider-Man 300. It took me a very long time to find this issue, and to find an issue where it is almost in near mint condition. I don't handle this issue particularly too often, but I thought I wanted to show this to you guys and relive this story, and remember these good old days here. So issue 300 of Amazing Spider-Man I thought was very fitting for the first episode of classic Spider-Man tales. So here again, McFarlane, at this point, this is his third issue doing Spider-Man, and you can already see, little changes within the book that how he's changing his art around and things like that. But you can see that this is a monumental issue here, issue 300, special 25th anniversary issue. Basically here, the plot line, I mean, you can see here that there's a lot more detail that McFarlane puts in his artwork already in the book. Even in his third issue you can see Mary Jane is terrified. You see here that she's completely terrified because she has seen Venom for the first time, and she said, "It looks just like Peter Parker. Oh my God, it looks just like Peter." And Peter comes in, and he's trying to consult Mary Jane, and again she's like, "It looked just like you, Peter." But all of a sudden, the mask had a mouth. And as a reader, for the first time in this particular book, you're sitting here going, "Wow, that's kind of creepy, right?" The mask, opens mouth, what, Um, Peter kind of knows what's going on, and he tells, Mary Jane what's up. Here we see Venom and Eddie Brock for the first time. He's wearing the black suit, and you can see that he goes into the shadows, and you can see that we see Eddie Brock all like a muscle bodybuilder. You can see the details on him. He's got this stubble, and he's all muscular, and he's like a bodybuilder. He's all strong and everything. But what's good about this particular issue too is that we see the origin. If you haven't had Secret Wars, if you don't have that particular issue, to see how Spider-Man got the symbiote suit originally, then here they give you a brief description of what's going on how he did get the black suit to begin with, and what it is, and what happened to it, and what the Fantastic Four did with it, how it tried to take over his body, and then how Peter Parker got rid of the suit with the whole bell and the bell tower and everything else. Also in this issue, again, you can see all the definition of Peter Parker. Again, how much detail they put into the actual character, muscularity and things like that. And also, kind of like, this is how I remember the first time I've seen women in comics being, I don't know, more sexy than what they have been in the past. But here you can see Mary Jane as she is. She's obviously a model, but you can see the amount of detail that goes into her and in what she's wearing. They tried, they obviously make the characters a lot more sexy now. Here again, he's wearing this black suit and he's flying away, but this is his cloth suit that he was wearing to mimic his old costume. As the issue goes along, we can see that again, McFarlane focuses on Mary Jane to show off his art and how creative that he is with his artwork and stuff like that, and how he makes Mary Jane the way that she is. Next we see Eddie Brock going back into his first. You can see him first kill somebody, how he suffocates a police officer with his suit here. And it's just kind of dark the way it's written, and how dark McFarlane portrays Eddie Brock and the character of Venom. Next we see Brock pursuing Peter, and the epic battle begins for the first time between Spider-Man and Venom. And here we can see Venom here, right there. And as you can see a difference, McFarlane's style with Venom is very strong, very muscular, but you can see he just has a smile here with like scary teeth. The tongue wasn't introduced until McFarlane started drawing Venom. I think it's in issue 333, if I'm correct. But Eric Larson is the one that started the whole crazy tongue action with Venom. But again, this battle goes on, and the nice thing that we see in issue 300 is how Peter Parker ruined Eddie Brock's life, or how he thought Peter Parker ruined Eddie Brock's life, and how the hatred towards Peter is from Eddie, and obviously the suit shows a hatred towards Peter because he abandoned the suit. So between the two, they obviously have this hatred towards Peter Parker, and that is why there's such a revenge towards Peter. Um, Again, a battle continues. It's a quite lengthy battle in this particular issue, but in the end, as always, our hero wins the battle. And again, here's another one of these very detailed splash page, like just like all these huge panels, you know, all this detail with the bell ringing and all this wood breaking, and again, scary dark art here as he was pretending to be a priest with the suit. But going back to it, yes, in the end, Amazing Spider-Man wins the first confrontation of Amazing Spider-Man versus Venom, and what happens in the end is that Eddie Brock is contained along with the symbiote suit in some kind of container, and that's the last that we see of him for a while. I think it is issue 333 when he makes a return, and one of the greatest things about this particular issue is that Mary Jane wants no part whatsoever of that black suit. She does not want to have a reminder of Venom ever again. And the very last page we see here is the legend begins anew, and Spider-Man is black in the red and blue. And that's how this particular issue ends for issue 300, and it starts a very, very strong era for Spider-Man. And a lot of us readers from the 80s and the 90s that we grew up used to reading, and it started with this. So I hope you guys enjoyed this particular episode 1 of Classic Spider-Man Tales, and I will bring more of these to you probably next week. And if you guys are interested in seeing my other channel, again, I'll provide a link down below, and it's called Comic Book Corner, and you can see all my other reviews and comic book news and things like that. So until the next episode, I will see you guys soon, and this is Mike, aka Spider Slayer, saying see ya, peace, and take care, everyone. Bye. Hey guys, couple corrections for you. Just rewatched the video just to see what was going on, and I just wanted to clarify for you that Venom does not make a return, his first return in issue 333. He does actually appear in earlier issues before that. And also, I mentioned the whole tongue thing about that coming out. Eric Larson is the one who actually created the tongue. I know I did say that in the video, but I got it confused with McFarlane. So again, McFarlane didn't create the whole crazy teeth and tongue. Eric Larson did, because Eric Larson has all that exaggerated art stuff. But I just wanted to clarify those things with you guys. Sometimes you just tend to overthink while we're doing these videos, but mistakes happen, I guess. So until next time, guys, I'll see you soon. Thanks for watching Comedy Community Central. Peace.